Hey everybody, it's Tony with Timpl. Welcome to the channel. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a talent acquisition expert. I ran my own agency for 10 years. After that, I worked in corporate America in executive search in one of the largest privately held companies in all of Georgia. And for the past 5 years, I have been helping to build a staffing company, part of the direct hire team, and now part of the overall company head of marketing. So thank you for checking out our channel. The content that I like to provide you guys is both for the client who's hiring and for those of you who are job seeking. And I've got a question for you right now. What's finer than a nice haircut? Clean and crisp, that makes you feel great. And that is nailing your interview. Stick around. I've got to answer one of the toughest questions that you're faced with, and that is, tell me about your weakness. All right, welcome to the channel. Let's get right into this very important question. How do you handle the question of, tell me your weakness? The trick is you don't want to throw yourself under the bus, right? You want to make yourself look good, but you still have to be honest. And the only way you do this is by truly understanding what your strengths are. If you don't understand what your strengths are, it's going to be very difficult for you to answer this in the style and the format that I'm going to lay out for you. Now, let me just say, I am not being paid by Clifton StrengthsFinder, but I recommend if you've not taken the Clifton StrengthsFinder test, do so. I think you can do it for like 50 bucks. Now, if you're unable to take the test, then you need to just try to decipher what your top 3 to 5 traits and skills are. For the purpose of this video, I'm only going to mention my top skill or attribute that comes out of the Clifton StrengthsFinder. My number one trait that I always show up with is known as the activator. That means I want to take action right away. I'm the kind of guy that if I know I have to wake up the next morning and drive 12 hours and I'm sitting around at night and it's like 8 p.m., I'd rather just go ahead and pack up and go right then and there, right? Another way to look at this is if I have to hang a picture on the wall, I'd rather not measure 15 times to get it exactly right. I'll make a quick measurement, get close, put the nail in, hang the photo up. If it's not exactly right, move the nail over a little bit. Yes, I've got a second hole, but you hang the picture on and it's perfect. No one sees. This is an activator, someone who just wants to get in and take action. Now, by knowing what your top skill and strength is, you can then extrapolate out what your weakness is. So I can tell you very clearly what mine is. I do not want to overanalyze. I live by the act, learn, adjust model. So when you're confronted with what is your weakness, you need to understand what your strength is, because then you can point to the weakness and at the same time highlight your strength. And that's how you do it. So for someone like me who is action-oriented, I would say truly my biggest weakness is being slowed down with extra research, extra data analysis. I would much rather approach a problem, use my background, understand what I think will be the best strategic approach, the best analytical approach, come up with a solution relatively quickly and get to work. And then act, learn, adjust. And so my biggest weakness is that I am not going to look around 3 different corners to see if I'm gonna run into a problem. Someone who is extremely analytical, who doesn't like to take action right away, will spend a lot of time thinking ahead, thinking ahead, thinking ahead, thinking ahead. I'll think ahead a little bit. I think I've got the right direction and I'll go. And so my weakness is, you're an organization that needs someone to not make mistakes, then I may not be the right person, because we're going to learn from our mistakes. Instead of a culture of caution, 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 I want people to move forward and take action. So I'm the right kind of person you want to lead, say, marketing or sales, anything that requires some kind of an activity. Let's go. I'm your person. So you see, in that way, this is how I would talk about myself. So I hope this gives you the confidence to talk about what it is you do really well in the context of what you don't do really well. And the Clifton Strengths Finder test really allows you to do that, because I know a great person to put on my team would be someone who is analytical, who might say, Tony, let's reconsider this one area that maybe you didn't think about. And we might run into this problem down the road. Okay, good. And we'll still take off and go, but now I'm keeping my eye on that one potential problem. So that's how you really want to handle the tell me about a weakness, is that you want to package it with what it is you do really well. It's kind of like the opposite end of a teeter-totter, right? I'm really good at this, but because I'm really good at this, I'm not so good at that. So I want to wish you all the success in the world in your upcoming interview. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe. We've got all kinds of content coming out, not just on YouTube, but you can find us on Twitter, X. We're on Spotify, iTunes, pretty much wherever you like to consume data. That's where you'll find Timpl. Have a good day.